Pod in the City is a Sex in the City podcast and thus contains adult themes and explicit content. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Pod in the City. I'm Amanda.
And I'm John.
We're two besties who bonded over Sex in the City in college.
And now, 20 years later, we're reliving it like it's our very first time. And just like that, season 2, episode 1, Met Cute. Well, Carrie questions whether she's ready for more than a casual fling. Miranda starts to worry her relationship with Che is only about sex.
Okay.
That was the recap of that Google gave me. And I will say this
even the episode descriptions sound like way worse.
This episode, I could have skipped it completely.
But it's okay. No, you needed some of this backstory, Joan.
There were a couple times I screamed, literally screamed out loud. So
there was a lot of action going on in my camera during that whole thing. There was a dog jumping up on the couch.
I saw that.
Yeah, sorry. I have a puppy here, though. Her name is Whiskey.
Hi,
She's
Whiskey.
really cute.
I don't like the name Whiskey for dogs. It's just...
You don't like it?
No, I don't.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
It's just not cute.
I think it's cute.
I want her name to be like Mabel.
Mabel would be cute. I think she looks like Joe Gorga, kind of, because her eyes are a little far apart. Anyway, everyone say hi to
Whiskey. We're acting like this. We're just chilling here like two pals chatting. But if you don't know, that is what we do here on Pod in the City. If you're just meeting us, I mean, you could have clocked in and been like, you know what?
And just like that season 2.
Is what I'm craving right now. So
everyone's getting caught up before this next season starts, apparently. When it
does. Are they? I mean, we're trying to start that movement. But anyway, my name's John. This is Amanda. As we've said, we've been friends for a long time. So we like to go off on tangents. So please be aware. If you don't like that, though, it's okay. You can turn off this podcast. Do not leave us a bad review just because you're up in your feelings. Anyway, because then I will be up in my feelings. Let's say first, please. We're also on YouTube, so you may be listening to us, you may be watching us, you may be doing both. Please subscribe to us on YouTube and hit like and leave us a comment. Ask us a question. We are very likely to respond to whatever comment is left. We've been getting some lovely comments. We got a really nice comment. Another one gassing me up, so that made me feel really nice.
And then John posted a short about Drag Race, and it's gotten everyone riled up again. And we're over here like, we both don't care at all.
And actually, my opinion, I thought in the short I posted was like very...
I didn't even watch the short, but I'm like, I don't even remember the conversation. So
it was like,
whatever.
This seems pretty like set up. Like the producers obviously know who they want to win. And like people are like, I'm sorry if people are just doing well. Anyway, if you like that kind of stuff, okay, I would suggest checking out, actually, not that. I would say check out our weekly roundup. Because there we talk about all kinds of like pop culture-y stuff. Here, we try to keep it but to Sex in the City, mostly. Or now, and just like that. If you guys don't remember, this is actually my first watching through of And Just Like That. I had previously boycotted it because I had heard that it was shit. And I love Sex in the City. I don't know how you are only popping in here, but I'm now under the assumption that we're having new listeners.
We just had a lovely rewatch of season 2 of Sex in the City proper, which was a dream. And this hits you like a ton of bricks coming out of a iconic season of Sex. The last one we just did was X in the City, the Your Girl is Lovely Hubble episode. I mean, come on. And then now we're in this.
Unfortunately, as is carrying on in season 2 from season 1, the slow pacing and the overall dour attitude.
Sure a scene that I would have cut. Well, a couple, but
I would have cut the whole beginning. The entire opening shook me to my core in a way that I hated every second.
Okay. I mean, it seems like, okay, well, Michael Patrick King, he's like, he reminds me kind of the way like Ryan Murphy is handling the Menendez. What's wrong?
I'm just listening.
Oh, I was like,
I hated the opening to this episode
okay,
so much that
I
I'm
feel
waiting
okay,
to
you know
see
how
what
Ryan Menendez,
right.
how Ryan Murphy is handling the Menendez brothers being all like, well, if you don't like it, it's your problem, you know?
Yeah.
But it seems like Michael Patrick King took all of the notes from avid fans, loyal fans, 20-year-old fans of this show, and the feedback of this is outrageous and you're really shoving some of this shit down our throat and we don't need it because we're all adults. And he decided to open this season with a vagina shot, open vagina of Cynthia Nixon, which we've never asked for, and also opens with just a full-on like Che and Miranda in the hot tub, and Che is like going to town on Miranda's rib cage because we needed to see both tits.
I was gonna say, what is she going for there? She's not.
Can you go up a little or down a lot? Like this is not doing it.
That sealed my hatred for the opening. Amanda, guys, just a forewarning. Amanda told me to be like kind of positive about this so that people like want to listen.
Too negative.
So as I just am saying, this is sealing my hatred. That part, Miranda and Chase sealed my hatred, but all the rest of it, Carrie, walking in like in the stilettos and the sweatshirt to the guy in bed.
I like that. I got some pictures too, but we'll get into the episode in a bit. You want to use and gossip?
Yeah, sure.
We're kind of over just showing pictures of like what's going to happen on the season.
Also, these episodes are unfortunately so damn long and filled with so much crap that like I don't want to waste too much time on the news
we need to get into this, but really quickly, let's do a new news and gossip. So John's algorithm is working overtime apparently, and he got sprung with the show of we've all been clamoring for it. We've all been waiting for it. The Candace Bushnell one-woman show, one night only, Connecticut, I think. Right? Yeah,
guys.
Connecticut.
I'm not totally understanding. This just came through my thing just today, as you see. Very few likes. Actually, she must have comments turned off, which is not a good sign. There's 0 comments there. Only 44 likes. So this just popped up. I did not take the time to research this deeper, but it starts off with
there's like a little preview of it where she's
it starts off with a video of her comparing herself to Sex and the City. Here, some of the dialogue says how it all began, whether or not there's a real Mr. Big. Find out the origin story of Sex in the City is what that says.
Oh.
That's the
theater
generated.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Well.
Anyway, then this pops up at the end. True tales of sex, success, and Sex and the City.
That's really bad grammatically because the word sex is used in the same sentence.
I was just gonna say sex and Sex and the City.
Well, I guess you can use and twice.
Starring writer and creator Candace Bushnell. Now this, I thought the video part seemed like this was like a sit-down production somewhere. According to this, it's only on October 11th, guys. Fairfield Theater Company, which by the time this posts, I believe that'll be the day this posts.
Well, get
the 11th.
In there, guys. I mean, tickets I'm sure are selling out. Maybe they'll.
If this were anywhere near me, I would be at this in a heart.
That would be fun.
This
honestly,
would be
to get a little
fun.
Stoned and go. Yeah.
I think it'd be great.
Anyone who's in Fairfield, Connecticut, who wants to check that out and report back to us, we'll read it on the air.
Warehouse doll. I actually think now that I think more about this, I believe this original run seems like it was on the West End because they show video shots of this, and it shows the outside of the theater, and it looks like an older theater, and it also says stalls with an arrow pointing to the doors. And like, I believe that they don't call them stalls like in the United States, do they?
Well, all right. Well, I mean, it looks like it's trying to be like wishful drinking type thing.
Oh yeah, like I mean, every other one-person show telling your life story.
Or it could be like a Luann de Lesseps.
See, I don't think she'll sing, so I think that'll be a plus.
All right, great.
So guys, one thing I do want to say before we get too far in here, check out our Patreon. This week we're doing the hottest of tea, pillow talk, baby. We're talking about some sexy people we want to get into it with, the hear me out trend, and all kinds of fun stuff. Patreon.com/pod in the city. Check it out.
I'm going to give an update on my whatever is going on.
We're going to hear about Amanda's farmhouse dick down.
Okay. Everybody calm down. I'm not going to the farmhouse ever again.
Farmhouse guy.
I mean, maybe I will. Anyway, you can hear all about that later. But let's get into this episode of And Just Like That.
I can't believe it.
Oh my God. Okay, it's happening.
It was so annoying. I hate it. I hated it.
I actually thought it was good compared to the rest of the season. The season 1, I mean.
Okay, it was okay compared to season 1, but the fall from grace from, like we've already talked about, the fall from grace at the end of season 2 to this was like, and I've decided one of the key points here is they have put a filter over everything. It's everything, like just the color of everything is like muted.
I just don't. Yeah, is that what it is? There's just something.
Well, here's a photo from the original, right?
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, you're right. It is a filter. It's like too much lighting.
A different filter on it.
It's too cinematic.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't like it.
I wish it was a little more rough around the edges. How about that?
Absolutely. Okay.
But I'm going into it full plunge. And like I was saying, I have not seen these episodes. Amanda has seen them. And I don't know that anything will probably compare to the finger banging of season 1, but I have heard Anthony gets his.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, you don't see a dick going in an anus or anything.
Well, you didn't see Che's fingers going up Miranda's punani
I feel like you did, though. I feel violated. Like, I feel like I did see that.
In this opening montage, I did think, okay, Miranda and Che are getting it on in a freaking hot tub. First, though, Miranda walks out in a dress with sexy fuck me eyes to Che, who's already naked in the pool.
Wait,
that's where I audibly gasped.
Okay, so this whole first thing is just a montage of all the women super horny. Like everyone is horny.
In like nightgowns. First they all like walk out individually like in a nightgown or like a sexy-ish outfit.
For like their husbands who they've been with for like 30 years, some of them, and they're like, oh my God, I'm so fucking horny. Just
when LTW walked out, I
was like, what are you doing?
I was like, this
like
is
you just heard him like taking a dump 10 minutes ago. So
this is how they're establishing the season.
Yeah,
like they're still fucking guys. Hey, there wasn't enough real actual sex in season 1. We're gonna make sure we do a montage of sex immediately.
I think it's setting unrealistic standards for other people in their 50s. And are they any of them in their 60s, 50s? I think it's setting unrealistic standards for people who have been in these long-term relationships, and they're like watching this like, oh, me and my husband don't do this.
It set really unrealistic standards for me because when Miranda ends up walking out, why is it not Steve?
Because she was never happy with him, never once a day in her life. But
that is one of my complaints already. And get ready, guys.
They retconned it. I'm gonna put this dog in my arms. Okay, we're back. This dog is,
wow. Oh God.
This dog is really fucking heavy.
Okay, fostering a puppy, so get used
John,
to that.
Why are you acting all annoyed about it? John is somehow annoyed that I have brought a puppy, 3 months old, off of an Indian reservation. Am I allowed to say that? Probably not. Into my arms for the next 3 months. Maybe I could have this dog. So get to know her and like it. Whiskey.
I love Mabel.
I'd rather take my whiskey. Where was I? Asshole. Sorry, I haven't done my.
I saw this video. I saw this TikTok. Already get us off track here.
Yeah.
Of it's like, when new like freshman musical theater students decide to sing "Casual" by Chappell Roan, and they're like, "It's a casual amount. It's a casual amount." It's just like, oh my God. And that's so true, sadly. And that just reminded me of that, like, in a way.
Knee deep in the passenger seat and you're eating me out. Is it casual now? Ew, I hated that I just did that. What was I going to say? The song that they're all opening to here, by the way, is Tiny Dancer by
Which
Elton John.
Made no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
What did this have to do with a montage of sex scenes?
It doesn't. And anyway, it starts with Carrie and her man, Franklin, her producer, who were supposed to like, oh yeah, like that's how I thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. They kissed in that elevator.
He's hot as fuck. They have negative chemistry.
Yeah, but I think that's aren't they supposed to have negative chemistry?
I guess, but like you would think, like I've never seen Carrie with a man where there's not chemistry.
Right. Yeah, she's not into it.
Weird. He's hot though, but they're just kind of.
They don't all look like that at our age. But LTW and George Washington, they're gonna fuck. Charlotte is wearing a floor-length lingerie, a black floor-length lingerie, getting Harry.
She walks out, then she goes behind Harry and like does a behind hug.
And he's like,
ooh, we're gonna.
Like, what is happening? None of you like have to wake up early. So now Ensima is dating that club owner who was in the Jack Berger not having a Prada.
This is the one I want to see. This would be the one sex scene I'd be okay watching. Is
the way that storyline ends up is I was like, I have been on dates with at least like 3 men that was the case where it's oops, I accidentally live with my ex-wife. It's not a problem, right?
Did that happen this episode?
Yeah. It's like
was I writing something?
They kind of blow past it. Oh. Like, it's fine. He comes back. I don't want to put you down. So just
go ahead.
So Miranda, so then we have, let's talk about this Che Diaz thing. So Che is in their hot tub swimming pool because
they start out in the pool because they're in LA shooting.
Did you know that during pilot season in Hollywood, which is they make 700 pilots every season, they're putting all of these actors up. The pilots have not been signed yet. These are just a pilot, unaired pilot right now. They put them up in a rental mansion apparently.
They also don't mention as happens later. I don't think after that person's comedy set, the announcer's like, hey, Che's here filming their pilot right now. It's going to blow up. It's going to be great and huge. Like that.
Yeah, no. I don't even know if you're allowed to say that really, but also I think
in LA, renting this house with this pool and hot tub would be.
They're not putting you up for this, babe. You would be in a
$8,000 a month, $10,000 a month.
Che though says at one point that they are renting that themselves. So great. This is worse money, financial planning than me. I'm going to make a pilot. I'm going to rent this mansion, this Real Housewives mansion.
This show, I'm just going to call it gaslighting. It wants us to believe that Che is uber successful, beyond the number one comedian, I guess, in the world. And I'm not
Jerry Seinfeld, but even Jerry Seinfeld, I think when they made the Seinfeld pilot, he was staying probably in Larry David's guest room.
Yeah. I also think though it's, Che fits a very niche market of comedy. Okay, I'm not gonna say Che is even a Jerry Seinfeld, which y'all, shots fired. I hate Jerry Seinfeld and I think he's a piece of shit.
I hate him as a person, but
just saying, don't cancel your subscriptions or whatever, guys, here please, because I said I hate Jerry Seinfeld. But Che Diaz is on and popping with their rants, just Get fucked. I can't even remember Che's. Okay, yeah, wow. It's gonna take me a little bit to ease back into the
Yeah. Well, anyway, we have Che going to town on Miranda's rib cage. LTW, not LTW. Naya is, it's everyone fucking, and then Naya is like, sigh. I'm just ordering from DoorDash and then I'm gonna watch some Netflix. I'm like, that's like the best. She's having the best evening.
Well, she could also just get fucked if she really wants.
Well, no, Andre. What's the guy's name? Andre. She calls
3,000.
She calls him by both names. It's so dumb. But anyway, so that's the whole opening montage.
Oh yeah, they love to call people by their full names.
Yeah, but like her husband.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Carrie's guy, Franklin, is, oh my God, this dog has not barked once until we started recording. Franklin is watching cooking shows on his computer and she's like, oh, and Carrie comes out in this outfit. Let's see. Oh, wait, no, that's Seema.
Tell me, how many people are sitting in bed with a laptop on their lap watching a cooking show?
Also, not at your house, just at your like fuck date's house. I'm gonna bring my laptop.
This conversation being the first actual scene of the season, like I understand we had the fucking montage. I'm not that was a scene, sure, but like this is like the first thing to get me into this. This was so damn boring. Just the whole thing. They're like, why do you like cooking shows? Well, I like to, whatever. Oh, do you cook? No, I don't. One time I thought I would try and poach an egg. Really? Poach an egg? That's pretty advanced. Or whatever the fuck it is. I'm like, this is Sex in the City? This is Sex in the City? Anyway, you're on mute.
This is Sex After 50, apparently. But
I don't know. Then what
Carrie says that one time that she's like, I don't really cook, but I do cook salmon once in a while, which, okay, we get it. You're fucking rich. But then he goes, is that difficult to cook? And she's like, oh, it's so hard. I'm like, it is so easy to cook salmon.
Put it in a pan.
And like tinfoil.
You can do anything.
I have a very specific way to make salmon, but what I'm saying is
like a tinfoil salmon. Okay.
I'll put mayo on it and then like lemon pepper, and then I'll do like so that it's in tinfoil, but there's still like, it's like kind of in tinfoil.
Yeah, okay.
And I bake it, and then I like undo the tinfoil for like the last like couple, like less than a minute. Okay. And then I like it medium rare so that it melts in my mouth. It's like molasses just dripping out of my mouth.
I like to take it and I like to cook the this probably is not really the right way down. I like to take the piece and I like to cook the front side first. I think people say to put the skin down first, but I like to put the other side first.
Okay.
Because if you put the skin down first, it stretches it. So then the other side is like round and it can't actually get like a flat.
Oh yeah, all right. Do you eat the skin?
No.
I will if it's like crispy enough, but otherwise I'll just give it to Walter.
It depends if it's part of the thing, but like if I'm cooking it at home, I'll just like peel it off and like throw it in the garbage.
It depends on how crispy it is, but I'm a garbage monster. I'll fucking do whatever. Okay, but anyway, so that's fine. Now we got to Carrie in her kitchen, and this is her outfit here. It's cute. I really like this actually. It's like extra large men's white sweatshirt that just says the New York Times.
Or not a hoodie, yeah, a sweatshirt, like a crew neck.
I like it, and it's like knee length because she's so tiny.
It's like fine.
Yeah, it's fine. And anyway, Seema calls her, and Seema's like, "Did you get my caviar?" I guess she sent Carrie caviar.
Oh, I forgot.
What?
There was a detail that I guess I must have missed in season 1 that was dropped in the recap. That literally shook me. Do you have any idea what it is?
No, because I was just kind of listening to the recap.
It was like a detail that they must have said like when they first introduced this character, and then once seeing this character longer, I had this completely went out of my head. LTW is on Vogue's best dressed list.
Oh, that was a plot line?
That was how in the recap, it
Yeah.
says, "Oh my God, my friend LTW called me,
Oh,
whatever.
in the
She's on
pilot.
Vogue's best dress list." And I'm like,
Wow. All right. Well, we clearly don't know
a
fashion.
burlap potato sack with hoop earrings on it. I'm sorry, that outfit still harms me. I actually need to put the picture back up here because I'm going to need to reference that numerous times in season 2. So
they're all pretty bad.
they are.
Anyway,
This one she wore to the Met Ball. That drove me crazy too. They kept calling it the Met Ball.
I know, that was annoying, right? It's like, wouldn't Sarah Jessica Parker be like, oh, it's actually called the Met Gala?
See,
I've been to it.
I Googled to see like, oh, is it actually called the Met Ball? And Google will flip you over to options, but they all say Met Gala. Nothing really says the Met Ball.
All right, well, whatever. But anyway, Seema's wearing this. She looks fabulous.
Her apartment's really cool too.
Yeah, her apartment's cool. She's wearing this really cool white dress with like a big kind of bow in the front, a crispy bow in the front. And she's like, thank you so much.
I would say though, that looks like an outfit I've seen her in.
Probably, but at least it's not like heinous like LTW outfit. So she's like, well, thank you so much for inviting me as your +1 to the Met Ball. So great. That's all that really happens there. And Charlotte arrives, right? Oh, Carrie's also trying to make these eggs, right?
Oh yeah, she's making these. She says that she wanted to make a poached egg, and she's also with that guy. That guy is still there, I guess, watching cooking videos in bed.
This was weird too. So this moment I thought was interesting because he comes out and he's like, all right, I gotta go. And she's like, oh, don't you want to stay for a poached egg? And he's like, no, I gotta go. And she's like, because I ruined the first 2, right? And I gotta give Carrie respect because I would lose it. I would lose my shit if I like ruined 2 eggs. I don't know how I'd recover from that. If that would be so embarrassing for me. If I ruined not 1 but 2 eggs back to back that I was like trying to make for someone else, I would really have a meltdown.
I don't know. Like he acted like it was no biggie that she has no idea how to cook anything except sometimes a piece of salmon.
I feel like poached eggs are hard. I feel like she was trying to actually. What was she trying to make? Was it a poached egg? Is that what she was doing?
She wanted to be able to have poached eggs so that she could have it with her toast and like dip the toast in the poached egg.
I thought that she was trying to cook like a hard-boiled egg, but like super soft-boiled that you eat out of like a egg cup. That just seems more like what she would want. But anyway, whatever. That doesn't matter. He leaves, and as he's leaving, Charlotte comes in with Richard Burton. I took a picture of that because
I love Richard Burton, and this dog almost looks sedated. It
probably is.
It's doing nothing.
And she's like, well, yeah, I had to carry Richard Burton up the stairs because bulldogs have very weak hind legs. And yeah, Justine has little stairs in her house onto her couch for Mo. Okay, so fine. Now Charlotte and Carrie. Oh no, we go to LTW and her pretentious little bilingual daughter who's talking French. I was like, okay.
This entire introduction of LTW.
Well, they're setting up a story here that LTW is being pulled in so many different directions from her son, and then George Washington is asking where his cufflinks are, and she's like, "Argh!" She's working on a documentary, and so
I just think that a lot of this, like, I don't know. I'm just like, am I supposed to feel? How am I supposed to feel?
You're supposed to be
about LTW, who is on the Vogue's Best Dress list, a documentarian, obviously a multi-millionaire. 4 children that are very well-bred. Obviously, they know French. They all go to a private school. Her husband's super rich. Am I supposed to be like,
she gets mad at him?
Her life is so hard. Like, oh my God, I feel so bad.
She gets mad at him because she's like, I need to find another 25 grand to finish my documentary. And my immediate thought was like, you don't have 25 grand? Like I don't have that, but like they seem like they do. And then he goes, well, I'll just write you a check. And then she gets all bitchy about it. But I feel like you, LTW, just in your checking account right now has that much money.
One of these ugly outfits
so one of those
cost $25,000.
So anyway, she's like, fuck off. So now Carrie and Charlotte walk, and I do have a picture of this.
I do love LTW. Like, I like the character. Like, I don't hate her at all. I just don't understand, like, what is this? Don't get me started on this fucking photo.
Okay, I
Carrie
like it.
and these hats.
It's great here.
I like the outfit. I hate these hats. Carrie wears the ugliest hats alive.
I saw a TikTok.
Yes.
Who is that? Callie, don't do it. I can spray the adult dogs. I saw this TikTok yesterday that was like this girl and she's wearing a trucker hat and she's like, whoops, sorry. And she's like, I feel like every time I wear a hat, I like everyone knows like that girl doesn't usually wear a hat and now she's wearing a hat. And I'm like, that's why I don't wear hats. Cause like, and other people in the comments are like, that's how I feel with lipstick. And I'm like, me too. That's why I don't wear a lot of makeup, lipstick, or hats because I feel like a fraud. Like I feel like everyone around me knows like she doesn't usually wear that. This is like a specific day. She's trying this out today. You don't feel like that? You wear hats though.
No, I don't. I have a really big head. Like I have a humongous head, and
I made you that toque.
I know.
I fit your head.
Yeah,
it did. Okay, well,
I remember.
Anyway, they're walking on the street. This scene could have been cut 100% because it's just Carrie being like,
yeah, but they have to fill the runtime.
Yeah, they should have made this just a general runtime.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That is the number one issue with And Just Like That. Sorry. If they cut 10 to 15 minutes out of each episode, these would be tight and like actually like, oh,
for sure.
Shit would clip along, but they spend 5 minutes on just banal.
We saw Charlotte come in and run into Franklin. And so then you could just assume now that that then they talked about it. But now we have a whole scene where they're walking on the street and Carrie's like, we kissed in the elevator and now we hang out up there. So the whole storyline here is that Carrie, well, I mean, I hear this. It's that she likes it the way it is, where they fuck once a week. He stays over. But I feel like that's a little weird though, too. If it's just going to be a fuck friend, but he's also sleeping over once a week, I feel like that's really upping the level of intimacy. I feel like that's kind of counterintuitive.
Fuck buddy and sleeping over once a week. That's more. Or I agree.
Like I just think the sleeping over part is like super intimate. Anyway, so that's what's happening. And he invites her out for Tuesday, some like whiskey opening or bourbon opening or something, and it's on a Tuesday, so she's not sure if she wants to go. So now this is the thing that she's gonna bitch about the whole episode. Is like, how do I tell him that I just want Tuesdays? And everyone else around her this whole episode is like, does he know that? You better tell him. I'm like, he's fine.
It doesn't.
Why is everyone concerned about the man right now? Who cares? And I'm sure he's fine with it.
Matter. They have no they again have guys, if you're just listening and not watching, they have zero chemistry at all. Their conversations, like they seem like less chemistry than a brother and sister, for fuck's sake. It's like
weird. Anyway, but this was actually kind of a cute scene because Carrie's like, don't be all Charlotte about this. And then Charlotte's like, okay, well, tell me how big his dick was. You said not to be me, so I'm going to be Samantha. So that was at least nice. They referenced Samantha, and that is what Samantha would say. That's what I would say too.
But stop bringing up Samantha if you're unwilling to pay her and do what she wants to get her on your show.
Well,
sorry.
She's on the end of this season. Spoiler. Well, anyway, Miranda is now like on benzos or something, and she's talking to Naya as she's getting into a sensory deprivation machine.
Does her and Naya just have like buddy convo?
Yeah, girlies
all the time.
She's like, hey, here I am. California Miranda. She's just being so obnoxious. She's like, here I am, me, a sleep deprivation machine. If I can do it, you can do it.
So, I mean, this is proving that Che Diaz really knows how to fuck, because Miranda is like dickmatized.
Yes, like that's completely what's happening here. Naya's like, I just sit at home. Andre Rashad is what her fucking husband's name is. Tom Collins from Rent, of course. We forgot.
And she talks to her friend and says, and Andre Rashad and I are or whatever.
When she talks to him, she goes, what? Andre Rashad? She like addresses him like that, which I think it's weird if anyone even addresses by their significant other by their actual name. Don't you find that weird? I feel like you usually say like babe or sweetie. Like when you say your significant other's name, it's because you're like mad.
Or it's like to really get their attention. That would be the only way I would see. If you're like across the room or something. Yeah. But
I feel like I say awkward. Joan a lot, but it's usually when I'm yelling at you. Like I feel like we say each other's names when we're really trying to drive a point home to the other one. Joan. So Miranda's on benzos. Che is getting a costume fitting. And I feel like this scene kind of had a groove. There was some stuff happening here.
It kind of did, but I would ask, who wants to see this.
Well, I actually liked where this storyline went.
Oh, okay.
It was relatable. Now, I know that you
I
can't
understand
relate
where
to
it
feeling
results.
uncomfortable in your own body,
No,
but
I do.
that...
Oh my God. I have like my entire life, I've gotten to a point where I have to rectify with the realization that, you know what, people still want this. No matter how much I look at myself sometimes and I'm like, ugh, well, I still know someone wants it. So I have to, remind myself.
Yeah, that's been a current anxiety attack struggle that I've been dealing with all week. But anyway, Che is costume fitting.
Okay, so the basically they imply that her belly is like hanging over her jeans, and but they want to like change their. Oh yeah, they
have to size up the costume.
Yeah, they want to give them this outfit that's like very ugly,
like waka waka. I'm a comedian.
Yeah, like a clown costume.
But Che's being a little incredulous about this because the showrunner, BD, who is also non-binary, because why not, comes in and says, well, ABC loves it. Like the news station, ABC loves it. And Che's like, this is a bridge to... What Che's really upset about is that they're going to put a blue streak in their hair. And they're like, that's a bridge too far. I'm like, just shut the fuck up. Take your one paycheck, because there's no way this pilot's getting picked up.
No. I'm confused as well, because what this outfit is implying that Che is hosting like a circus,
a magic show. Yeah,
it's what's Che's show about? Because I guess I was under the understanding it was like a autobiographical like show.
I mean, you get to see it. You get to see the whole development of the show, which is actually one of the more interesting storylines in this whole season.
But what does that have to do with Sex in the City?
What
does that have to do with Sex in the City?
Well, it at least does make Che a little relatable, and it takes Che down a lot, because
predictions though, y'all. Che's dead by season 3.
Well, 4 fakes their own death.
I believe that one
has like a living funeral,
and they're now living in like Costa Rica.
So now we have this zany scene where Miranda is in the sleep deprivation.
Was this supposed to be funny?
Yes. Like doing like real comedy, real physical comedy here.
And I didn't have a chance to laugh because I could see her full vag, her full
wide
bush,
open. It's like they were clearly trying to get a vag shot. And it's like,
she is more naked in this shot than she has been in the entire series.
Ever.
Anyway. Even when she was like laying on the ground that one time and Aiden had to pick her up. Which,
yes, you literally see less of her vag in that. You don't see vag in that. She's in there and she like, I guess, gets water. She splashes water in her eye and then she can't recover from that because apparently she's never taken a bath before. She's like,
she's like crawling out of the thing like she's in a horror movie where they like we're just in an alien sack and they pull themselves out and they're like covered in the goo and they're like,
yeah. It's like, why do you need to get out? You just splash yourself with water. Wipe your eyes. And then she gets
She doesn't just get out. She like drags her like half dead body like off the edge of it.
But
like,
then ends the shot with an open wide vagina.
Guys,
which like fine, but it's like
can't recommend.
We're sorry that we didn't like season 1, but like this is not the way to address it.
Oh, you think this is his reply?
I feel like he's like, well, guess what? We're gonna push the boundaries even further.
I think the general pacing is the biggest problem with the entire show. And so no matter whether you do zany out of a sleep or out of a float deprivation thing naked, do it in half the time and maybe I'll laugh. But
well, Carrie is out with Bobby Lee now. I'm so glad
which, because of course, Carrie and Bobby Lee.
I was wondering this whole 20 minutes leading up to this, where's Bobby Lee? And anyway, his wife, whose name is Smoke, is designing Carrie's Met dress.
This is absurd.
Yeah.
Ain't no motherfucking way Carrie motherfucking Bradshaw, who had an entire Vogue article about her when she was getting married with 15 different, every single designer was clamoring to make her wedding dress, and she's wearing Smoke's fucking
she doesn't even know. Bobby Lee like married her last season on that whim, and Carrie was like, oh, like I guess I'm your friend.
This is sending me into like a second rage.
Okay, well, calm down. So so now LTW and Charlotte are getting fitted. They're getting fitted for the Met Gala, and they're complaining about how men basically are useless if left to their own devices. Which I mean, I hear that. Like Carrie can't do anything. I just want to be by myself, and he doesn't know even where I keep it. So they're just bitching about.
I'm gonna try to not be negative, but
yeah.
Do we not feel that story has maybe been told like
we resolved it last season
times? Like how many could you come that you have been now telling the story of Charlotte, York, Rosenblatt, whatever.
Not
Rosenblatt. Goldenblatt. Yes, thank you. For how long? 20 years we've been following this bitch.
No, but they wrapped this up last season. Remember, she got drunk and she went out with. Oh, wait, was that this season? Maybe that's this season. Okay, so
they will resolve it. But why you couldn't think of something a little more interesting? No, they did think of something more interesting with Rock, and we shit on that too. So maybe I should shut the fuck up.
Well. Carrie's podcast. Oh, at home, Charlotte's kids. Oh, sorry, back up. We're all at dinner at lunch. Anthony's there, and so is LTW, Charlotte, and Carrie. And Anthony is Charlotte's date.
Wasn't Seema there?
Is Seema there?
Oh.
Who cares?
I think it was Seema and not LTW.
Okay, fine. But Anthony is Charlotte's date for the Met Gala. And
the Met Gala.
No, this is still them getting fitted. I'm sorry. Anthony's Charlotte's date. The theme is veiled beauty. And then Anthony says, oh, the Met Ball. Ugh, I love balls. So that was funny, at least.
That's why they were calling it the Met Ball.
For that joke. You're right. That is definitely
surprised, honestly.
So at home, Charlotte's kids tell Charlotte that Harry thinks he's going to the Met Ball, and he's very excited. He's bought a top hat. Well, I mean, at this point, sorry, Harry. Like, I didn't realize you'd want to go, but Anthony, my gay friend who is sassy, and this would be the best day of his life, is going. So sorry, Harry.
There's about zero chance any husband would be upset at their wife
and
for being like, hey. You can't go to the Met Gala. They'd be like, yeah, hell yeah.
This is sorry, it's a misunderstanding, Harry, but I already invited Anthony. So, too bad. So Carrie is now doing her podcast, which again is also a radio show, which doesn't require a producer at all. She's like, okay, Franklin, send another voicemail through. I'm like, this is, again, they're confused about what a podcast is, but he's like, coming right up, Carrie. And then he plays a voicemail where the girl is basically saying it's casual now. How do I make it not casual? This guy, we fuck, and I just want to make it, I want to get it I want to get it to more of a relationship place. And Carrie says, first of all, relationship place is a great name for a restaurant. Second of all,
I think I went into literally a blackout at that moment because I didn't even remember that line, and I hate it. I hate it.
So sorry. This is where Franklin invites Carrie to a bourbon opening rooftop party, and honestly, I would just have instant diarrhea though too, because like his friends are going to be there. I would be like, I am absolutely not ready for that.
Do 50-year-olds go to rooftop bourbon parties?
I guess when you're fabulous, you do. But anyway, I would just say no. Just bitch, say no. Oh no, I'm not ready to meet your friends. I'm not there yet.
They're not even dating.
My husband just died. Huh?
They're also not even dating at this point, right?
Well, he's also her producer. I mean, she really got into a complicated fucking thing here.
He's hot though.
Yeah, he's hot. And he obviously shares the same interest in her. He's into her. He's going to probably treat her 100 times better than Big ever did. You just date Franklin.
Big, as we know from season 2. Yeah, Big.
Yeah, he sucks. Miranda and Che with the strap on now. This is a pretty famous scene of this. You finally got to experience it. I knew that it was coming, but it's pretty zany too. Lesbians. Miranda can't get the strap on.
I didn't even care about
it. Also, she has it on. Here I have a picture of it actually. Here it is. Boing, yoing, 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 yoing.
Okay, well that'll
probably has it on. You don't see it, Joan.
You see him in the background, babe.
No, you don't. You don't see actual D.
There's 3 dildos on the desk. Right there.
I wasn't looking over there. Well, you know what? Whatever.
We'll have to. Okay, let's take that photo down. Because we're going to have to cut that out.
Well, I'm not doing that, but you can.
I'll cut it out for YouTube.
Right.
That's fine because you can
you're
do
good
it
at
through
that.
StreamYard. It's not that hard.
All right, great. Well, take a timestamp. Well, anyway, if anyone, it's a censor, or you could censor it. You could go in and put like something silly over
that.
it.
Takes way more time than me just chopping it out.
All right, well, we're at about 39 minutes
here. Okay. Okay.
Oh no, 44 minutes. Anyway,
guys, sorry. All right.
What's happening? Anyway, as you can see in this picture that I won't throw back up, Miranda, Carrie's about to call Che.
This is the most intricate strap-on too that I've ever seen.
Yeah, and Miranda, the whole thing here is that Miranda can't figure out how to get the strap-on on. In this picture, she has it on correctly immediately. It's on. She's
also a lawyer. Right up.
She's also
have we forgotten that Miranda is a lawyer
with eyes and motor skills.
Stupid to fucking put a strap-on on.
Like you also, have it on right.
As you were just about to say, Carrie calls Che.
Yeah.
Her bestie Che, I guess. And is
you have a relationship where you call each other on the phone. And then Che picks up the phone like, hey, Strap On Incorporated.
Che said, Cirque du Soleil something.
Right. And Carrie's like, what? And she's like, oh, Miranda's just trying to get on a strap on.
That
ew.
Is insane.
Like, why did you answer? You're about to fuck.
If I called you and you were like, oh yeah, just about to go down on this dude, I would be like, what the fuck, Amanda?
I don't know. That would make me angry, actually. I'd be like, why did you now I'm part of this?
Well, or you just don't say anything. Like,
yeah, no, it's
if you're gonna do something, you're not gonna be like, hey, about to get dicked down by Miranda.
Che is the Tony from Sister Wives who just says things like to be bombastic and make everyone uncomfortable. But it's like,
makes sense.
Well, I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you. So Che, anyway, Che's like, Miranda can't get this thing. And Miranda's like, hey, Carrie, don't mind me. I just can't figure out how to get this big dildo attached to the front of my vagina so I can fuck Che. The second that you hang up, I'm going to be like ramming her from behind. Super awkward. And Carrie's like, yeah, all right, fine. No problem.
Here's my problem. Franklin wants to hang out on Tuesday, but I don't want to hang out on Tuesday. What do I do?
That's it, right?
That didn't need to exist.
No, but it's so funny, John.
What? I hate you.
It was like I thought this was
sarcastic.
Right? I thought Cynthia Nixon's comedic work, her physical comedy in this work is on point. Anyway,
this is a Tony winner. Yeah. There's multiple Tony winners in this. Che Diaz is a Tony winner.
Yeah, but that was deserved.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
what has happened? Actually, I thought Che Diaz's acting was fine in this episode.
Yeah, because I think they're making him more of a three-dimensional character. But
thank God.
Carrie wants Thursday. They hang up, and Miranda is like, "Well, I'm already over the strap-on. I'm on open table, so let's go eat." And Che's like, "I have to work on my set." She's like, "They're a total cunt about it." And it's like, "You're filming a pilot. Why don't you focus on your almost certain to fail pilot? You don't need to work on another set. Why are you even okay?" Anyway, but they need to get out there.
I'm just confused. Why are you staying there in a house and you're not even actively working on the pilot?
Yeah, work on that.
Like, where's the pilot happening?
Well, because they gotta get out there and perform.
Also, like,
and it's in their blood.
Does Che need to go work on their set at the Comedy Store? I thought they were a world-renowned comedian.
Oh, they always got to be working, John. You know these comedians. Well, Seema and her man make a plan to. Okay, he asks her, "Why don't you come and meet my son and ex-wife on Monday?" But it's also the Met Gala. Okay, well, the decision is made. No, can't make it. It's the Met Gala. But if it wasn't the Met Gala, I don't want to do that either. I was doing nothing that night. I would rather just do that.
Why does she need to meet his son and ex-wife?
His grown-ass son and ex-wife. That's weird. And that immediately is a red flag to me. Because, like, that never.
It's hard to say because they're like, she's like 50-something, Amanda. I would want to do that too, probably. Like,
you'd want to meet their grown adult son.
I would want to meet their child. I don't really think I would care to meet their ex.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I understand meeting the child eventually, but like, why do you need to? The fact that he needs you to meet the ex-wife is crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't.
That's crazy. So, fine.
And
so anyway,
on Monday, Met Ball night, How could you do that on Met Ball night?
He'll understand, I think. Anyway, at lunch, Charlotte and Carrie tell Seema and Anthony about Carrie not wanting Tuesdays. And Charlotte tells Anthony, guess what? Well, Anthony's like, well, he'll be able to take it. He's a man. And we, the other night I was blowing this guy and he gave me a tap, tap, tap. And he said he wasn't feeling it. And I got over it and I went home and I ate some fiddle faddle. And then Charlotte's like, Anthony, tap, tap, tap. You're not going to the Met Ball because Harry wants to go now.
What 90-year-old wrote this script?
Yeah.
Dropping fiddle faddle as a reference.
Right.
Fiddle faddle?
Well, Anthony is now going to be Carrie's +1, but I feel like Anthony throughout this whole episode doesn't get mad enough. Like this, I think would be friendship like, ending. The first time it's canceled is a friendship ender. That's like,
I don't know why you would. I would think I would be annoyed, incredibly annoyed.
That's like if me and Justine had tickets to Doughboys Live in Calgary, and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to take Blair instead." I'd be like, "That's
he really wants to go. He just really
I don't have a heart to tell him." So Seema's I guess gonna go with her man to meet the ex, and Anthony's not gonna be Carrie's +1. Naya is now out drinking by herself, which is like, okay, fine, I guess.
Naya's storyline doesn't even seem like it intersects with the other women.
It doesn't. Like, she's just on her own. She's on an island. Like, and then she gets hit on by a guy named Toussaint, and she tells him that she's married. Fine. She's like, I had to give up chocolate. It was actually a pretty sexy conversation, I gotta say.
Yeah,
it's like two insanely hot black people being like, "Oh, you like chocolate?" She's like, I had to give up chocolate. And he's like, "Oh, I didn't know you had to give up chocolate." I was like, "This is fucking hot." Well, anyway, she doesn't fuck him, but then she goes home and gets drunk later, and that scene was actually pretty funny. But well, and I was incredulous about that scene. But Che now is bombing at the Comedy Store, and here's the joke. Oh man, everyone's so crazy or lazy living in LA. I'm so crazy. The other night, I took an Uber from my bathroom to my bedroom. And then it actually gets like a mild, like it gets more response than it deserved. It was like,
But for Che, who's used to woo, like the most uproarious applause, snaps. The craziest applause,
Miranda now goes up behind a lot of from behind hugging in this episode, and that gives him a hug.
Hot to me.
And also, it's annoying because Miranda's like, "Oh, you were so good. I'm so proud of you." It's like, go away. You're annoying.
Let's not forget, actually, Che already told Miranda they didn't want them to come, that she shouldn't come.
Yeah. That you threw me off. I saw you out there and it like fucked me up. And I'm sure Miranda's out there like, don't, like being like annoying. And,
probably like with her phone, like.
Oh, totally. Just like, yeah, thumbs up. Well, Miranda, okay, so that's fine. Che's a cunt about it. I need to get home. So at home now, Naya is lighting candles at Andre Rashad calls. And she's like, turn on your FaceTime because you have to see this. And I'm wearing those panties that you. Oh, also she looked awful because she was wearing a like yellow negligee that shouldn't have panties underneath. But then she goes on to say that she's also wearing.
It wasn't really a negligee. Well, does a negligee have like a crotch on it?
Yeah, so it's kind of a corset, like with. It's almost like a leotard, I guess, is kind of the concept.
Like what do they call those now? Bodysuits, I guess. Like
bodysuit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I thought she was wearing at first like a nightgown type thing, and then they pan out and you see like crotch shot with a pair of panties.
She could say, "Well, I'm wearing those underwear with the clit bead," and he's like, "Stop talking. I'm not alone." And then she's like, "Who is there?" And he fucking pans over, and it's this like young, attractive white girl in a hat with a guitar. Ugh. We're divorced. I mean, okay, so I'll file for divorce tomorrow then. That's it. Do you not agree with that? This is insane. And he, of course, gaslights her. He's like, "What are you even talking? It's only 9:30, baby. It's not like that. We're just friends. I'm just helping on a music. We're writing some songs. Got our clothes on, baby."
He does say, or she says something about like, if you're going to make music with someone else, I could have had the chance to make music tonight.
Right. Too. I'm glad she said that too.
She should have. That guy comes back, right?
Maybe. I hope so.
Because that guy's a famous actor.
He is. Maybe. I mean, he's hot. I hope she fucks him later. I don't know. I feel like she's single for most of this. Most of season 2, Naya's storyline is how fucking tragic it is that she's single. There's a Valentine's Day episode that ends with her just making a single lava cake by herself and eating it and having to feel okay with that. It's like, again, that looks like the best Valentine's Day out of anyone.
I hate that. But if Anne just like that would like to sponsor us to come to the premiere of season 3, would love that.
Whenever that is. Well, she tells him off and she's like, oh, I actually like this because she like tells him off and she's like, I gotta fuck someone tonight, so like have fun writing your music. And then she hangs up and she goes, yeah, fuck around and find out. I love that saying. I can't get away with saying it, but it was like really funny coming from her. So now Bobby Lee and Storm arrive at Carrie's apartment and Carrie is in a kimono. They compliment her kimono and
she's like, thank you, my friend Stanford sent it from Japan.
I just like hiccup.
They're like, oh shit, we gotta reference Stanford.
I'll reference him. Put her in kimono. So both of Storm
still alive according to the show.
Yep. Both of Storm
just killed him off. Why didn't they just kill off Stanford?
Well, because they had to kill off Big. Well, anyway, both of Storm's seamstresses got the flu. So she has to finish the dress now, like in front of Carrie.
You've called her Storm twice.
What?
You called her Storm 2 different times.
Isn't her name Storm?
It's Smoke, I thought. Smoke. Because you called her Smoke at the beginning, and then just 2 times in a row, you were like,
I know. I keep saying like... Storm. It was just in my head. Okay, well, anyway.
Smoke.
Sign of the devil. Apparently, the dress is too small, which it isn't. It's like fine. It looks like if you just yanked on the dress because it has Carrie with her arms up and it's just like this one piece. Like
it looks like it just wasn't ever made as an actual dress. I also cannot believe in a million trillion years that Carrie would be wearing something like this at all.
It's not extravagant enough for the Met Ball. They still have Smoke says, well, I still have 6 hours, so I'll just open up the back. And then I'm thinking of Drag Race, and I'm like, yeah, it seems like 6 hours actually probably is more than enough time to do this. The dress is like pretty much done. You just have to add material to the back, right?
What ends up happening is she ends up putting like basically like corset string type situation on the back, but like
which seems like an easy fix, actually. That seems perfect.
Yeah, I feel like
poke a bunch of holes and just ring out a thing.
Figured out how to fucking do this.
Well, it's taking
Pop the back open. Sew it up. That's not that hard.
There is a Sister Wives episode where they're doing a commitment celebration and they get the genius idea to, instead of buying 4 dresses off the rack, they get one single girl out of design school. She's like 21 to cater 4 individual dresses that they just like. The women were like, they like drew them by hand for this poor woman. And they like, she is sewing Janelle's sleeve onto her body, like as she's like walking up like the aisle for this thing. And like, she has to tell Mary and Robin, she's so like, it shows her foot at one point and it's just shaking. And she's like, I didn't sleep last night. I just had to go into the laundry room at one point and just cry and scream. Anyway, so that's pretty much what's happening here. It's just, she's like, and like Carrie's sitting there like watching it.
How much longer?
So is that it? He tells Bobby Lee smells. Oh yes, Bobby Lee smells Franklin's cologne, and he's like, "Why was Franklin in your house? Are you guys dating?" Which again, is that like what you would go toward? I would be like, "Are you guys sleeping together?" But Bobby Lee's like, "Well, does Franklin know that you're not dating? You should really tell him. He's very sensitive."
I just don't think that I see no universe where Bobby Lee's character and Carrie Bradshaw are chilling enough to where he's like, "Oh my God, are you guys dating?" Oh, you're
I would
not?
think that Bobby Lee like would be like the second Carrie found out that she didn't have to see him every week. It's like, oh, whoops, lost your number, I guess.
Exactly.
I'll never see
I don't think she would have found his number to begin with.
Yeah.
Like you don't have like hosting a professional podcast thing like the way they do. Just roll into the studio. You don't need to be that person.
Well, and then he's like, well, he says something about like how now he podcasts out of his living room. I'm like, yeah, that's what you should have been doing before. You were probably like you're probably losing money. Like the Doughboys podcast out of their living rooms. Sometimes. So anyway, Victor says,
the Doughboys, the pinnacle.
Do you know how much the Doughboys make? They make like $1 million a month.
Probably a ton. Way more than us.
They make like $1 million a month.
So that we can be like close to the Doughboys. If I could even be a tenth of the Doughboys, I'd be happy.
Yeah. Seema called. Oh my God. You know what, John? I asked for a credit card increase and they like gave it to me. I was like expecting them to reject it and they gave it to me.
Of course,
like,
no,
why did you do this? Don't worry, it's still locked. It's locked down. But I mean, at least it's there for emergencies.
Great.
I mean, that's good, right? Problem solved.
I guess.
Victor says it's a separate entrance. What? Seema's out with Victor. And right? Yes. No.
I can't remember.
Miranda is in bed with Che, and Miranda's looking at pics of Brady, who's in Italy, I guess, with his girlfriend. And Miranda's like really being annoying. She's like, oh, so cute. Oh, no, Brady. Oh, well, and she like puts the phone away and she's like, Che, give me some of that sugar or whatever. And Che's like, I'm not into this. I'm trying to work right now. And Miranda's like, what's going on? What's going on? Why don't you want me to touch you and love you? And Che finally Che's like, I need to tell you something, but I don't want you to think less of me. And Miranda's like ready to like have a meltdown about how she moved out to California for Che and how, which is stupid that she did.
I don't believe that would have happened to begin with, because again, let's not forget that in season 1, we're led to believe that Che fucks every single human being on Earth. So I'm not sure what Miranda did to Che.
Che never says like, I will never fuck someone else again. Miranda's kind of on borrowed time right now anyway. So Che's like, they said, I did like this. I didn't think it was performed that well, which was strange to me, because it seems like Sarah Ramirez as an actor would just like being a woman with curves, growing like in their life, would have experienced these kind of body issues, but it seems like they didn't play it very well, which I thought was weird. And they're such a good actor. So I was like, there seems like a disconnect.
Curious if they are done with this shit show. I mean, like, imagine you're put in a show, the critical reception, especially for your character and your performance of it, you doing it, is so terrible. Literally, people saying that like, you're the reason this show is like garbage and utter shit. And you then have to go back for season 2 and like,
yeah, but they got all pissy that they got kicked off for season 3. I would be equally as pissed if I was Sarah Ramirez, because I feel like they did them really dirty. And then Michael Patrick King coming out with these interviews now being like, I guess the world wasn't ready for Che Diaz.
Yeah, that's stupid, I think. Yeah, no, you did a bad job of making the world want.
Yeah, and then you like doubled down on it because you're a little bitch, just like Ryan Murphy. So so then Miranda's like, Che, you're the most beautiful person I've ever seen. And then Che's like, you're right. I am the most beautiful person you've ever seen. Let's get pizza. And then Miranda has to throw one more little zinger in there, which would make me break up with her. She's like, but thin crust, right? I'd be like, what was happening here?
I don't think that we actually said. Che says that they're upset because the costume place said that their stomach was hanging over the jeans and made them feel sad. And so Miranda, then
let's get thin crust though, right? I'm not quite ready to joke about it yet.
Thin crust.
Sorry,
what? I like a thin crust.
Love a thin crust.
I love a thin crust. I like light cheese on my pizza too.
Me too. Oh God, I made nachos last night. Ooh. They were good, like in the oven. And as we were making the nachos, I told the story of Cody Brown saying that Christine ate those nachos in the car. And it was my best performance yet of that story. Ooh, baby. Like I really. What? I'm just saying I had nachos last night is what I'm trying to
Who'd you perform that for?
Oh, that guy.
Oh.
He's still around. Anyway, all right. So Miranda says you're the most beautiful person. Fine, they're gonna get pizza. That storyline is now wrapped up. Carrie calls Franklin, is like, I don't want Tuesdays. And he's like, fine. Now hair and makeup arrives and the dress is nowhere near ready. Seema is now out with Victor and his ex-wife and son. And Victor and son go to the bathroom, and Seema's left with the ex-wife. And Seema's like, oh, that's so great to meet you. Like, when was the last time you saw Victor? And the ex-wife is like, this morning at home. The house we share together. Which, like, the ex-wife knows exactly what she's doing here. I feel like they probably still fuck a little bit.
I don't understand this then. Why would you meet up with the ex-wife who then you're like, huh?
I don't know, because it seemed like they were in town just for one night or something. I'd be pissed. I'd be like, so I could have met her literally any other day, but now
I'm confused. They're saying they share a house together.
Yes. So he runs out and he's like, Seema. She calls Carrie and she's like, I'm not saying I'm coming to the Met Ball. No, you're not, because we've given the ticket to Anthony now.
Seriously.
So, like, it ain't happening. So Carrie's like, okay. So then Victor runs out to the car and Seema's like, I'm leaving to my house where I don't share with my ex-wife. And he's like, come on, baby. You're so American. Very gaslighty too. He's like, she has the whole 2 top floors and I'm just in the bottom. We have separate entrances, babe. Okay. No, this is a problem, and you're rich. You don't need to be doing this. No, I'm telling you, it seems like maybe this is okay. I'm telling you, it's not okay. There is a problem.
I kind of don't know if I would care, but I'm also gay, so it would be like
you've also never experienced it. It seems like not a big deal because they convince you it's not a big deal, but like it is. It ultimately will be the demise of your relationship. I fucking promise you.
Don't do it, y'all. Don't do it.
Just don't. The second you get a red flag, get out of there. That's a huge red flag. So LTW now. Oh, no. Carrie calls Anthony and is like, sorry, you're not coming anymore. Seema's coming. Sorry. And he's like, what? I feel like he would be like, I think he would explode. His whole body would explode.
I'd be like, fuck you.
No, really.
Oh, like, I would scream. I'd go crazy. I would go crazy.
Fucked up. And they've been friends for a really long time.
Like longer than
better than Seema.
Anthony's been around longer than Harry. Sorry about it.
He did her book party. He was like with her for like Big's death. Like, come on. So LTWs.
Don't forget about the cultural importance of the hot fellas.
Oh, yes.
That's not acknowledged.
Looks like they're going to play a big role in season 3. Well, LTW is now at her home and her computer is crashing, and George Washington basically suggests like he fucks her back into like being anxiety free. And she looks damn good. She's in like a red little
I like
the jumper thingy. She looks amazing. Her hair is all Betty booped out. And she's like, all right, you can do it. He's like, I just need 8 minutes. And so I guess he's gonna go down on her. Is that what's happening here? Because she's like, you can only touch the bottom half because from here up is like done. So he's like, I only need 8 minutes.
I think he's gonna
he's gonna go down on her for 8 minutes. She's gonna put on tights and then have a yeast infection by the end of the night. It's just gonna soak in there. It's gonna be incubated like
lovely.
So she looks good though. Anyway, Charlotte is now having we don't see that yet, but it's coming up right now. But Charlotte is having a hilarious scene, throwback to Titanic, y'all, where Lily is like pulling Charlotte's corset. And this is literally being used as a like sight gag. Like that Lily's like has like her foot up on the thing and she's like pulling, yank, mom,
that's
tighter.
That's like an Into the Woods gag.
Yeah.
Like, are we really I'm so tired of this.
What is happening? Already. So now we get LTW's outfit. Can you slam it up there?
It was fine. She has the
IKEA. This is unexpected. She looks amazing. Also, this looks comfy. This looks like you could eat a burger wearing this. That's all that matters to me.
I think, though, they always put her in these oversized effing
she looks amazing. I love this. I think it's kind of funny. They have to walk 10 blocks. Oh no, to the Met. Even though there was like no traffic, I don't really know why they have to take a car. But she's like, well, I guess we can't. I guess we have to walk now because, of course, the sex that we had that was supposed to be all about me, of course, somehow turned into being all about you. So I'm assuming that he went down on her a bit, and then he like grabbed her head and was like, if you can just She gives reciprocate just for you might as well.
He tried to stick it in her, and he stuck it up her butt, and she was upset.
Oh, that's where you went. He's like, just flip around, baby. Great. They're gonna have to walk. Charlotte and Harry now. They're walking out. I have this picture too. I like Charlotte. She looks really like she's uncomfortable this whole episode. All her outfits look too tight.
Say I don't love the color combinations here.
I like that it's very Sunny in the Park with George on the bottom.
It is. It has the what do they call that
bustle,
in the back? The bustle.
The bustle, the
and it was all veiled. What the hell?
Yeah, it's fine. Harry
was of course set up for what Carrie ends up doing.
Right. Well, anyway, Harry's like finds out that they're not going to get to walk up the grand staircase. He's like, so nobody at work's going to see me on TV. And she's like, no. So then she calls Anthony, and he's eating fiddle faddle. And she's like, when can you be ready? And he's
where did he buy that from? The Five and Dime?
Like seriously, where did you get this? Anyway, he's gonna come, and he's not mad at all. I would show up and give her a fucking slap across the face. Like, I'm here, but like this was.
I wouldn't even come. To be honest, I'm a person at that point where you don't need me there. You're good. Have fun.
Yeah. If I'm this last minute of a choice, where now we've doubled back around to me being your plus.
Well, I was your second. I got ditched once. Then I was someone's second choice. Then got ditched again. Then now I'm basically like your third choice almost at this point.
Yes.
Like, fuck you.
Well, at Carrie's apartment, Storm says, look, you can't wear this. My career will be over before it even started, which is exactly what happened in Sister Wives. Is she's like, you can't wear this. Do you have something else? And then, of course, Robin's like, I might have something else in my closet. And of course, Robin had, already bought something that was probably like $700, something like that.
And then the other ones had to wear the like.
So Robin had this the whole time and was clearly just like making. It's like, you should have fucking told her in secret. Look, I have a dress. You can pretend to kind of work on my dress, but like, don't even worry about it. But no, she made her do it all the way up, and her fingers are like bleeding. She doesn't have fingerprints left.
And she was also spending all the time on Robin's when she could have spent it on the other three.
But she said it to Mary.
Fuck Robin.
Anyway. Yeah, Mary's like, what can we do at this point? She's like, I'd have to restart from the beginning with different material. And then Mary goes and buys a heinous dress.
A lot of Sister Wives talk today on and just like that.
Hey, it's I feel like less than those times. Baby. The episodes drops tonight, a couple hours.
Oh.
That's it. Oh, so Carrie, she's like, you must have something you can wear with my cape. And Carrie's like, I just don't know where I would find something so fabulous to go with my. Wait a second. And then she's like looking, and she's pulling something out of this box, and we see the bird. The bird. No, it was a bird. Oh, I thought it was feathers. No, it was a bird. The bird that she wore in her hair. And there she is.
And just like that, I repurposed my pain.
And she's wearing her wedding dress, which, of course,
I hate the way they do these and just like that, because like
she looks good though. I like this. I like this better than her actual wedding look with the gloves and everything. I love this.
I do love the gloves and the cape and all of that. It looks really cool.
It looks great. So that's cool. And at least we have a throwback.
I repurposed my pain have to do with the episode anyway.
Well, we're in it now. There's only 10 episodes of the season at least.
Thank goodness. Yeah. Guys, I hope that you'll check out our episode next week. And first of all, subscribe, smash that like, join us on Patreon, patreon.com/podinthecity, because this week it's all about dirty sex. So go over to check out the Glow Talk episode.
All right, guys.
Anyway, we love you.
Yep. Have a wonderful. Oh, here, throw up the actual Sex and the City one again, or just like that. Here it is. All right. Oh my God, John, what are you doing? Don't touch anything. Don't touch. We love you guys. Bye.